What is going on, guys? TKD123 Review, and today we're going to talk about the news that came out a few days ago regarding the Paris Games Week. Now, when you think of, brand new stuff coming out of the PlayStation side of things, right? You think of E3, obviously, but towards the beginning of the year, you have things like PSX, the Tokyo Game Show, and of course, good old Paris Games Week. And those are the three type of events and type of really big things in games where they tend to hit them hard with exclusives, new announcements, stuff like that. And we got a little bit more intel, a little bit more news regarding the Paris Games Week of this year. And the event will take place on October 30th. It's a Monday, and it will be streamed at 8 a.m. Pacific time, which is some really early time in the morning for me. So I'm gonna have to be waking up a bit early for that one. And of course, I'll be covering all of the announcements and everything, especially here, maybe on this channel, probably on PlayStation Follower. But I will definitely be covering it, giving my thoughts and opinions, regardless of which channel it's on. And that's all, fine and dandy. But there is one aspect of this whole thing that I feel that not a lot of people are talking about, and something that really did kind of throw off and really was a bit of a curveball during E3 2017, and that was this notion that before PlayStation's actual coverage and actual E3 events, what they had was a 30-minute pre-show, and this wasn't advertised a lot. This wasn't anything in articles or stuff like that, and this was only even shown on the stream that PlayStation was having showcased. And so if you were on IGN stream, GameSpot stream, or Kind of Funny stream like I'm usually on, you did not see this, right? And so what they did there on that pre-show was they showed off a bunch of different games, and they actually started announcing new stuff before the actual E3 conference. And on that show, they debuted and announced and showed Knack 2, and we didn't see that at all at E3. And so it's looking like this is going to be a little bit more of a trend going into, more of the different E3 shows and PSX or stuff like that, and different, other events. It looks like they have this trend now where they like to do pre and post shows and debut new stuff there, rather it being just an interview or some sort of, just more info or more gameplay and stuff like that. It's going to be just straight up new stuff that they're going to be showing in that pre and post show. And here with the Paris Games Week, they're going to do a pre and post show giving new stuff on both ends. And that is essentially what I wanted to basically talk about here, and I totally just missed the point about bringing up the article or whatever. But this comes to us from PlayStation Blog, and they're just laying out all the things happening. And again, those will be happening on October 30th, a Monday, and I will of course be giving my thoughts and opinions on it. But obviously, when looking back at those events that involve PlayStation that are more international and not so much North American, we get a lot of things that honestly doesn't interest me the most, is because they aren't involving any games that I'm really into. And mainly this is obviously seen with Tokyo Game Show and stuff like that, where like they just had a bunch of stuff that didn't really interest me. But hey, yet again, this is going to be happening in Europe, happening in Paris, so maybe this could be some stuff that I could potentially be into, but I'm not 100% sure. I feel like honestly we will get the more heavy hitting stuff and the more really big stuff going into PSX. I feel like PSX we're going to see a bunch of new stuff here, and just like a lot of things that we've been waiting for. I truly do think that PlayStation cannot go another year without talking about what Sucker Punch is doing. Like if they somehow do it, and plus if you think if we again look back to the way they do their games for PlayStation Plus, right? This month, just kidding, it was last month, sorry, during last month's PS Plus, they gave out Infamous Second Son, right? And like a lot of times, when they, are amped up to do a release of like a new iteration of the game, or or just a part 2 to a game, or just another part of a franchise, they tend to put, the first game on PS Plus a few months back. So for example, Life is Strange, and then in the month of August, we got Life is Strange Before the Storm and stuff like that. So that happened plenty of times here, and I really do think that the timing of putting Infamous Second Son is intentional. I feel like definitely here we are going to get something, and of course we also know that their next project doesn't involve Infamous at all. Like, it's gonna be a new IP, they're saying, and there have been rumors I've heard, like they're kind of weird, but I've heard rumors that it's gonna be a Western of some sort, which I don't see that happening, but I guess it could be. Like, I mean, it is a new IP, so anything could happen really. And there's also rumors I've been reading on like Reddit and NeoGAF that apparently there is some sort of rumor mill going around that they're going to revive PlayStation All-Stars and do another iteration of that game. I thought that was dead, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that was just kind of like a one-off game that, didn't really get any huge attention, didn't really get really into, the depth of a lot of people, but, just thought it was just whatever. But apparently there's a rumor going around that, that they might actually make another one, I assume, and like maybe they could add new characters like Aloy from Horizon and stuff like that, and maybe some new IP or stuff like that. But, that one seems like a long shot to me. I don't think don't think that'll happen straight up. I don't think so. I just don't see them really doing that for All Stars. But yeah, man. So that was just what it was, because like, I just I've been hearing that a lot of people, especially here myself, missed the pre and post show of the stream from PlayStation and stuff like that. So definitely, if you are interested in this whole Paris Games Week coverage and everything like that, make sure to definitely check out those pre and post shows, because if you don't, you will miss a ton of info that you'll regret missing and everything. It's gonna be a whole hoopla. You're gonna jump out the window, whatever, and stuff like that. So definitely do not miss out on any of the news that's coming out of Paris Games Week involving those pre and post shows, because I'm sure there'll be, I'm not expecting the biggest things in the world, because they announced Knack 2 during the E3 pre-show. Like, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but that is news. You're saying, like, it is something that they are trying to convey to us. So definitely feel that it is worth some eyes if they are willing. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for my time here. Make sure to check out the channel, because I will be streaming a ton of Battlefront 2 beta footage. I did a little bit yesterday, but I'll dive in a little bit more maybe later in tonight, maybe by the time this post. Just make sure to keep it logged here on my Twitter, because that's where I officially announce any streams I'll be doing. Sometimes I just pop up out of nowhere. Sometimes I'll announce it a few minutes in advance, whatever, and definitely make sure to check out that Twitter, linked in the description as well. And also make sure to keep out for, also I want to start a new Until Dawn live stream Let's Play series that will be starting. I want to start next week, but we'll see how that goes. And I definitely want to, just want to kick off Until Dawn. I never played it. Obviously, it's Halloween. It's a nice, type of vibe game to play during the season. So definitely do want to pick it up in a little bit, and I'll be doing that maybe starting next week. We will aim for Monday. We'll see. Probably, maybe, hopefully, we'll figure something out. But on that note, if you want to leave a like, subscribe, and below. Appreciate me. Thanks for watching, and as always, I got you.